Why do the smartest people never seem to be in a hurry to fight? You've probably noticed it. The person who always gets their way never seems to raise their voice. The most successful people you know rarely get into arguments. They don't storm out of meetings or post angry tweets. Instead, they smile, they nod, and somehow they always end up winning. This isn't coincidence. This is strategy. 500 years ago, a man named Niccolò Machiavelli figured out something that most people still don't understand today. He discovered that the greatest victories happen before the battle even starts. While everyone else is sharpening their swords, the truly intelligent are already holding the keys to the castle. Think about the last time you got into a heated argument with someone. Maybe it was with your boss, your partner, or that person on social media who just wouldn't listen to reason. How did it end? Chances are, both of you walked away feeling frustrated. Nothing really changed, and you probably damaged your relationship in the process. Now imagine if you could have gotten exactly what you wanted from that situation without the fight ever happening. This is what Machiavelli called the art of winning without fighting, and it's more relevant today than ever before. In our world of instant reactions and constant conflict, the people who master this principle don't just survive, they thrive. Let's start with something you can use immediately. The next time someone disagrees with you about something important, don't try to convince them they're wrong. Instead, ask them to help you understand their perspective better. Watch what happens. When people feel heard and understood, their defenses drop. When their defenses drop, they become open to new ideas. When they're open to new ideas, you can guide them toward the conclusion you wanted all along. And here's the beautiful part. They'll think it was their idea. This isn't manipulation. This is intelligence. Manipulation forces people to do things against their will. Intelligence helps people discover what they actually want, which often aligns perfectly with what you need. But let's go deeper. Why does this work so well? Because most people are walking around feeling unheard and misunderstood. When you become the person who actually listens, you become incredibly valuable to them. And people protect what they value. So Machiavelli understood that human nature hasn't changed in thousands of years. We still want the same basic things: respect, security, and the feeling that we matter. The person who can provide these things without demanding them in return holds tremendous power. Not the kind of power that crushes people, but the kind that lifts everyone up while quietly ensuring you get what you need. Here's where it gets interesting. Most people think power comes from being the loudest person in the room. They think leadership means giving orders and expecting obedience. But watch closely the next time you're in a group setting. The person everyone actually listens to isn't usually the one talking the most. It's the one who speaks last, asks the right questions, and somehow helps everyone else reach the conclusion that benefits them most. This is strategic patience in action. While others are rushing to make their point, you're gathering information. While they're revealing their weaknesses, you're identifying opportunities. While they're burning bridges, you're building them. Think about negotiations. The amateur negotiator comes in with guns blazing, ready to fight for every point. They see it as a battle to be won. The master negotiator comes in looking for ways to give everyone what they want most, while quietly securing what they need most. They see it as a puzzle to be solved. Here's a real example. Let's say you want a promotion at work, but your boss seems resistant. The fighting approach would be to march into their office and demand what you deserve, maybe even threaten to quit if you don't get it. This might work occasionally, but it often backfires. You've forced your boss into a corner, and people don't like being cornered. The winning without fighting approach is completely different. First, you figure out what your boss actually cares about. Is it meeting deadlines, keeping the team happy, looking good to their own boss? Once you know this, you position your promotion as the solution to their problem. You don't ask for a promotion because you deserve it. You suggest a promotion because it will help them achieve what they want. But here's the key. You do this gradually. You don't storm in with a master plan. You plant seeds. You have small conversations. You demonstrate value. You make them realize that promoting you is actually their idea, and a really good one at that. This takes patience, and patience is where most people fail. We live in a world of instant gratification. We want results now. We want people to understand us immediately. We want recognition today. But the people who win without fighting understand that the best victories take time to develop. Consider social media arguments. Every day, millions of people engage in heated debates online, trying to prove they're right about politics, relationships, or which movie is better. How often do you see someone actually change their mind because of an angry comment? Almost never. These fights accomplish nothing except making everyone involved more entrenched in their original positions. Now imagine a different approach. Instead of trying to prove someone wrong, what if you shared a personal story that illustrated your point? Instead of attacking their logic, what if you showed genuine curiosity about their experience? Instead of trying to win the argument, what if you tried to understand the person? This doesn't mean being weak or giving up your principles. It means being smart about how you advance them. Machiavelli never suggested that leaders should be pushovers. He suggested they should be strategic. The strongest position is often the one that doesn't look threatening. When people see you as a threat, they unite against you. When they see you as an ally, they help you achieve your goals. The art is in positioning yourself as the ally who happens to benefit when everyone else gets what they want. This works in every area of life. In relationships, instead of fighting about who's right, you focus on understanding what each person needs. In business, instead of crushing the competition, you find ways to make the market bigger for everyone. In personal conflicts, instead of proving your point, you help everyone find a solution they can live with. But let's be clear about something important. This isn't about being passive or avoiding all conflict. Sometimes you have to fight. Machiavelli knew this too. The key is choosing your battles so carefully that when you do fight, victory is already assured. Think of it like chess. Amateur players capture pieces whenever they can. Master players only capture pieces when it advances their overall strategy. They might even sacrifice valuable pieces if it leads to a better position. The goal isn't to win every small battle. The goal is to win the war. This mindset shift changes everything. Instead of reacting to what happens to you, you start creating what happens around you. Instead of responding to other people's moves, you start making moves that force them to respond to you. Instead of hoping things will work out, you start arranging things so they have to work out. Here's what this looks like in practice. Let's say you're dealing with a difficult coworker who always shoots down your ideas in meetings. The fighting approach would be to prepare better arguments, speak louder, or complain to your boss. The winning without fighting approach is different. First, you figure out why they're opposing you. Are they insecure about their own position? Do they feel like you're getting too much attention? Are they actually trying to help but doing it badly? Once you understand their motivation, you can address it without ever mentioning the real problem. Maybe you start asking for their advice on smaller things first. Maybe you find ways to give them credit for improvements to your ideas. Maybe you discover that they actually have valuable insights that make your proposals better. Instead of seeing them as an obstacle, you turn them into an asset. This requires swallowing your ego, which is hard. It's natural to want credit for your ideas and recognition for your contributions. But Machiavelli understood that ego is often the enemy of results. Sometimes the smartest move is to let someone else look good while you get what you actually wanted. Consider how this applies to parenting or teaching. When a teenager rebels against rules, the instinct is to assert authority more forcefully. But think about what's really happening. The teenager isn't necessarily opposing the rule itself. They're asserting their independence and testing boundaries. A wise parent or teacher recognizes this and finds ways to give the teenager what they need psychologically while still maintaining the boundary that's actually important. Instead of saying, "Because I said so," they might explain the reasoning behind the rule. Instead of punishing defiance, they might find ways to give the teenager choices within acceptable parameters. Instead of a power struggle, it becomes a conversation about responsibility and consequences. The teenager gets to feel respected and heard, while the adult gets compliance with the rules that actually matter. This same principle works in customer service situations. When someone is angry about a problem, they usually want two things: to be heard and to have the problem solved. Most customer service representatives focus only on solving the problem, which often makes the customer even angrier because they don't feel heard. The smart approach is to acknowledge their frustration first, validate their experience, and then work together toward a solution. The customer walks away feeling respected, even if the outcome isn't exactly what they originally wanted. The beautiful thing about this approach is that it creates positive momentum. When you help other people succeed, they want to help you succeed. When you make other people look good, they make you look good. When you solve other people's problems, they become invested in solving yours. Think about networking events or professional conferences. Most people approach these situations trying to get something: a job, a client, a connection. They talk about themselves and their needs. But the people who build lasting professional relationships do the opposite. They listen for what other people need and look for ways to provide value. They make introductions, share resources, and offer help without expecting immediate returns. This isn't just theory. You can test this immediately. Think of someone in your life who you've been having conflict with. Instead of your next interaction being about what you want from them, make it about what you can do for them. Instead of explaining why you're right, ask questions to understand their perspective better. Instead of trying to change their mind, focus on changing the situation so their mind changes naturally. Watch what happens. Not immediately, remember, this takes patience. But over time, you'll notice the dynamic shifting. The conflict will start to dissolve. They'll become more open to your ideas. They might even start advocating for things you want, without you having to ask. This is the power of strategic thinking over reactive thinking. Most people go through life reacting to what happens to them. They fight when challenged, argue when disagreed with, and push harder when they meet resistance. This works sometimes, but it's exhausting and it creates enemies. Strategic thinkers operate differently. They step back and ask better questions. Instead of, "How can I win this fight?" they ask, "How can I eliminate the need for this fight?" Instead of, "How can I prove I'm right?" they ask, "How can I help everyone get what they need?" Instead of, "How can I get my way?" they ask, "How can I create a situation where my way is the obvious choice?" The timing aspect of this strategy is crucial and often overlooked. Most people want to address conflicts immediately when emotions are high and positions are entrenched. But there's wisdom in waiting for the right moment. Sometimes the best time to resolve a disagreement is when the other person is in a good mood, or when they've just experienced success, or when they're focused on a bigger problem that your solution can help with. Professional athletes understand this instinctively. They don't use their best moves when their opponent is expecting them. They wait for the moment when their opponent is off balance, distracted, or overconfident. Then they strike with precision. The same principle applies to everyday conflicts and negotiations. This shift in thinking changes everything because it changes how other people respond to you. When you're not pushing against them, they stop pushing back. When you're not trying to defeat them, they stop trying to defeat you. When you start helping them win, they start helping you win. The most successful people understand this intuitively. They know that the best way to get what you want is to help other people get what they want. They know that the strongest position is often the one that serves everyone's interests. They know that lasting victory comes not from defeating enemies, but from turning enemies into allies. This doesn't happen overnight. It requires patience, emotional intelligence, and the ability to see beyond immediate gratification. But once you start thinking this way, you'll notice opportunities everywhere. Every conflict becomes a chance to build a stronger relationship. Every disagreement becomes a chance to find a better solution. Every challenge becomes a chance to demonstrate your value. The world is full of people fighting battles they don't need to fight, creating enemies they don't need to have, and making their lives harder than they need to be. Meanwhile, a small group of people who understand these principles are quietly achieving their goals, building strong relationships, and creating the life they want, without the constant stress and conflict that comes with always being at war. The choice is yours. You can keep fighting every battle, or you can start winning without fighting. You can keep reacting to what happens to you, or you can start creating what happens around you. You can keep making enemies, or you can start making allies who want to help you succeed. Machiavelli figured this out 500 years ago, but most people still haven't learned the lesson. The smartest move isn't always the strongest move. Sometimes the quietest voice in the room is the most powerful. And the person who wins without fighting doesn't just achieve their goals, they make everyone else grateful that they did.